Hi, my name is Julia Buchholz, and I'm a marketing major here at Drake University with a minor in graphic design and entrepreneurship. I am one of the vice presidents of traditions for the Student Alumni Association, and I am here interviewing Morgan Dezenski. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. Um, so just a few questions to start off so we can get to know you a little bit. What year did you graduate and what did you graduate with? What did you major in?
Yes, I'm a 2016 graduate, and I have actually dual degrees from journalism school and then business school with majors of marketing and public relations.
Sweet. And where are you now? Like,
I
where are you working?
Yes, I'm a principal financial group in downtown Des Moines, and I'm a senior marketing specialist there.
Cool.
Yeah, putting that degree to use.
So did you start off there right after graduating?
I didn't actually. This is my third role that I've had, or third job that I've had since graduating. I started first in marketing at a small office technology company in Waukee, so just one of the suburbs of Des Moines, um, and was an intern there and got hired on full time after graduation. Stayed there for about a year and a half, and then moved over to principal. So this is actually my second role within principal as a whole.
Cool.
Yeah.
So reflecting back on your time here at Drake, did you have a favorite professor or a favorite class?
Oh gosh, that's very difficult. 'Cause I think, oh, there are so many, and there's so many really great memories and classes and professors, but I think I can't narrow it down to one, but I can narrow it down to two, and they're at least in two different colleges, so that works. Uh, I'm gonna say it. So for business school, Mary Edrington was just one of my all-time favorite professors I've ever had. She, and probably a lot of the marketing major members of SAA can agree with that. She's just a delight and has so much insightful knowledge, and I've been able to apply a lot of what she taught in class to my full-time job, which is really great. And still pull back on some of the things that learned and activities that we did within her classes, whether it was the IMC or consumer behavior classes. And then also have to say Jennifer Comfirst, on the PR side, was another favorite professor. She was phenomenal. She was my one of my oh my gosh, what advisors, and just wonderful. And she was like my Drake mom. She could sympathize with you if like internships didn't end up going your way, which like that happened because everyone's human.
Mhm.
And she just also a really great professor. She had a lot of real world experience, and then we were able to apply a lot of what we learned into the class as well. So those would probably be my two. And then I also have to give a shout out to Professor Brune, also in the PR side of things. She was a phenomenal professor as well.
And then a class. Did you have one that stood out?
Oh gosh, I am probably IMC marketing, just marketing one something. No, 115 is consumer behavior, but it was not 115. That was far and away my favorite class. Like I loved knowing how like all the different elements, whether you have PR, advertising, digital, social media, they all combine together to develop campaigns. Because a lot of the work that I do now, we do work with campaigns. So there are certain, once it gets to a certain level, there are certain IMC elements in it. So it was cool to see it at a college level, like what that can look like, but then also in the professional level, like what it does look like day in, day out. That was definitely my favorite.
Cool.
Yeah.
So back when if you can think back to when you were first year, did
Yeah.
you have like a typical first year move, like one of those things that you look back on it and you're like, oh, I can't believe I did that?
Oh gosh. I feel like a lot of the time, yes. Um, but oh gosh, think of one. I def so back then, way back in the day, 2012. That's when I was a freshman. And first came to college. Hubble was yet to be redesigned, and from the pictures, what it looks like now, it's incredible. Um,
Yeah.
it wasn't what did not look like that back then, but definitely had one of the like, get all of your food from whichever station, and then I happened to just drop it right in the middle of
No.
everything, which I I don't know if that's like a first year move or not, but it was definitely one of those everything stops. People just turn, look at you, and you're just,
You're like, oh. Oh man.
but it was, but we recovered gracefully and helped clean up, and then just got food again and maybe hid my face for the rest of the time.
Just for a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
um, so how do you keep in contact with your Drake people, with the Drake people you knew while you were at school?
Yeah, that's a great question. Oh, sorry, it's an itch my eye. So a lot of like friends have all moved across the country just with the different jobs and everything. But still have a couple girlfriends that still stay pretty close and in touch with. Most of the time it's through just social media. I hate to say it, but like Snapchat, Instagram, things like that, just sending things back and forth. Uh, Stupid memes, like the usual. No.
Yep.
And then, but then I still have core group of girl friends. We were all in the business fraternity Alpha Kappa Psi together.
Okay.
All four of us, we still live in the Des Moines Metro, which was great. Two of us work for principal. One's at, oh my gosh, I can't remember the company, and then another is at a theme. But we get together at least once a month to just catch up, stay connected, and the like. And then I'm also on Drake's alumni board, so stay connected that way with fellow Central Iowa alums. Uh, and granted, like my network goes outside that, but just especially with uh, the COVID-y times, staying connected digitally is usually the easiest way.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you said you were in AK Psi. Were you in any other organizations?
I was in SAA actually.
Yeah.
I was a VP of communications back in the day.
Okay.
And then ASI, and then I worked on campus as well. Had an
Okay.
on-campus job delivering mail, which was the best job on campus. You got to drive the golf cart. You like got
That
to
is a
like,
big perk.
oh my God, it was so fun. I like one time fishtailed coming around Old Main. It was great. Like still remember it vividly. A little bit scared, but we did it. And just to know a lot of the people that worked in the offices, which I really enjoyed, and it gave you just a different feel to campus too. You had your mail route and everything, but it was great, and the people that were the Drake faculty who work there, absolutely phenomenal too. So it was really fun time.
Cool.
Yeah.
I understand that you are an accomplished equestrian.
Yes, that it is one of my hobbies for sure.
Tell me about that.
Yes, so I've been riding, showing horses since I was in showing since middle school, riding since elementary school, um, and shown throughout like, high school and the summer between freshman and sophomore year of college. Showed on a national level, so I had a horse. Um, his name was Mikey, and we showed it up in Canada, and then Scottsdale, Arizona, and then Albuquerque, New Mexico. And we sold him after a couple years after college. But recently I actually bought my own horse, which is exciting. She's a saddlebred, which is for people who know horses. The long necks and they trot
Mm-hmm.
very, very pretty. And so she is,
What's her name?
her name is Nikki. Uh,
Aw.
her show name is Our Darling Nikki. So after the Prince song, for any Prince fans. My mom is a big Prince fan, so she loves the name.
So is mine.
Yeah. And she's at a barn out in like Urbandale, Grimes, so Des Moines suburb. So I get to see her multiple times a week, which is really fun. She's
Aw.
she's a delight. She loves to lick, which is weird, but also really
So cute.
I'm a fan.
Do you have a favorite memory from when you were here on campus?
Oh gosh. Oh, that's a very difficult question because I feel like there are very distinct moments of like
Mm-hmm.
throughout all 4 years. Like there's probably a favorite memory like of all 4 years. So freshman year, my floor was so I lived in Harriet. Uh, uh,
I'm a Crawford gal myself.
love it, love it. I'm very good friends from the Crawford. Uh, and so my floor was the co-ed floor of all 5 of them. Uh, and we got to be all really close friends, really hung out a ton. Probably a freshman, like total freshman move, we would go everywhere in a very large group. So there'd be like 10 of us like going to dining hall or Bell Center, like something like that. And so thinking back now, like that was probably like one of the bigger ones besides dropping food. But just like we'd stay up late and just like talking and learning like about like all these people that like you didn't go to high school with and like have like totally different experiences than you. Um, that was just great. Like that was so much
Yeah,
fun.
it's definitely fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like learning about like people and like sharing your experiences. Like it was so cool. Um, and then oh gosh, like sophomore, junior, senior year, like there are just so many. Like junior, senior year is especially fun um, because we were like living in the Norman apartments. Uh, that's like junior, senior year, and it was just a blast. Like had 2 really good friends, and one I was actually she was my roommate for like multiple years after we graduated college, which was really fun. Um, but like, we just would hang out and they were really fun parties. I don't know if that's like I should mention that on here or not, but I'm going to. And like I snuck my cat in for a year and a half. It's just and like there's so many other like really great things in between. Like and especially depending upon the time of year. So like spring relays obviously is a blast. And then like the fall you have your sport, whether it's like football or soccer, but then also like with SAA, there were the traditions which were just a hoot, like Kissing Rock,
Mm-hmm.
and like the Nearly Naked Mile, and it was just like there were so many really wonderful memories that like I think about every single day, and certain things will like ping my memory, and it just makes me smile, but I had a wonderful, wonderful Drake experience at the end of the day. It was
Yeah.
very, very difficult to leave in 4 years, but yeah, we did it.
And then I have one last question for you. What is your biggest piece of advice for Drake students?
Oh, this is good. Oh gosh. Well, don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone. Um, and whether that's personally, whether that's professionally, uh, what have you, like that is when you'll find the most growth. And this year especially. So, I mean, we're in the midst of this pandemic, and we at work, we've had to make a lot of like adjustments and like adjustments on the fly, like, especially like back in March and April. And it was really, really uncomfortable. And it pushed you, and it was awful. But at the end of the day, like, got through it, like, we did it. And I strongly believe like I am a better person because of that. And the one saying that I kept telling myself like almost every day for like a month span, because it was difficult, was just like become get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that's when you're going to grow, and that's when change happens. And in the times, like, every kind of personally, professionally, the times that I've been really uncomfortable with growth is the times that it has proven out that it's been better. Um, so while whether it's like in a job interview and you may not think you have like all the requirements, like, go for it. Like, go for the job. Like, if you think you can do it, do it. Like, you may not have check all the boxes for qualifications, but you could win out. And the worst thing that they could say is no. Like, what if they say yes? Like, it's so be comfortable with being uncomfortable, and don't be afraid to try new things that do push you outside that comfort zone. Probably be my piece of advice.
I like that. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I hope this is fruitful for anyone who watches it.